Imagine a computer smaller than your phone that can edit 4K video, run AI models, and power your entire home office. These mini PCs dominate 70% of the global market, shipping over 200 million units annually. But how are they made? Today, we dive deep into the secretive factories of China where these pocket-sized supercomputers are born from raw metal, revealing engineering secrets most consumers never see. Stay until the end for the one flaw that destroys 2% of production, costing factories millions every month. Mini PCs exploded in popularity during the pandemic. By 2026, they're a $25 billion industry growing at 18% annually. Brands like B-Link, GM Tech, and Minisforum ship to every continent, but 95% are manufactured in a single industrial cluster near Shenzhen, China, the Silicon Valley of hardware. These aren't toys. A typical N100 mini PC packs 16 GB DDR5 RAM at 5600 MHz, 1 TB NVMe SSD with 7000 MB per second speeds, quad 4K output via HDMI 2.1, Wi-Fi 6E and 2.5G Ethernet. All in a 100 by 100 by 40 mm aluminum box weighing 300 grams. But the real magic happens on the factory floor where precision meets scale. Factories here operate 24/7, producing 1.5 million units daily across hundreds of lines. Step 1. The motherboard. This is the brain of every mini PC. Production begins with SMT lines, surface mount technology, capable of placing 50,000 components per hour. We're talking microscopic resistors, capacitors, and ICs positioned with 0.01 mm accuracy. The heart is the CPU socket. Most mini PCs use Intel's N100 or AMD's Ryzen 7 8845HS. These 4 to 8 core chips consume just 15 to 35 watts yet deliver desktop-level performance. Around them cluster DDR5 memory modules running at 5600 MHz, double the speed of laptop RAM from 2022. Power delivery is critical. These boards feature 8-phase VRM circuits with 90% efficiency, keeping temperatures under 75 degrees Celsius even during stress tests. SSD controllers support PCIe 4.0x4, hitting 7000 megabytes per second sequential reads, faster than many desktop NVMe drives. What you don't see: underfill epoxy injected beneath the BGA chips to prevent cracking under thermal stress. This single process adds 50 cents per board but saves millions in returns. Now the cooling challenge. Hacking desktop power into a SOTA can requires genius engineering. Most mini PCs use heat pipe arrays, copper tubes filled with distilled water that evaporates at 60 degrees Celsius, carrying 250 watts of heat to aluminum fins. Slow motion reveals the secret. These pipes are pre-bent at 45 degrees angles to weave around RAM, SSD, and Wi-Fi chips simultaneously. Fan blades spin at 5,000 revolutions per minute, pushing 25 CFM through 0.8 mm vents, the maximum possible without unacceptable noise. Thermal interface material. Not paste, graphene pads with 12W/MK conductivity, 50% better than traditional silicone. This single upgrade drops CPU temps 15 degrees Celsius under load. That's where the processor will go. These boards are designed for Intel's latest N100 or AMD Ryzen chips, capable of running 4K video editing on a device you can carry in your pocket. Next, the processor installation. This is still largely manual. Skilled technicians carefully drop the CPU into place. Precision is critical. One wrong angle and it's game over for that board. They apply a thermal pad, not paste, for maximum heat transfer in this ultra-compact design. Now the cooling system. These mini heat sinks are engineering marvels. Copper pipes carry heat away from the CPU to aluminum fins, where tiny fans push air through. They're shaped to fit perfectly around memory chips and SSD controllers, maximizing cooling in minimal space. Moving to the chassis. These aluminum cases start as flat sheets. Laser cutting machines carve out perfect ventilation patterns, those tiny holes you see on every mini PC. Then robotic presses bend them into shape. Listen to that precision stamping. Each case is identical to the thousandth of a millimeter. But the work doesn't stop there. Each chassis goes through anodizing and sandblasting to ensure the surface is not only durable but also efficient at dissipating heat. The motherboard is then installed inside, with everything connected using ultra-thin ribbon cables designed to withstand millions of vibration cycles. The final stage is testing. The finished mini PC is powered on and pushed to its absolute limits. The processor, memory, storage, and every port operate simultaneously, simulating months of real-world use in just a few hours. Only then does the device receive a serial number, get packaged, and begin its journey, from the factory floor to desks around the world. Advanced models add vapor chambers, flat copper plates containing phase change fluid that spreads heat evenly across 100 square centimeters. Cost: $8 extra per unit, but enables unlocked TDP up to 65W in pocket-sized form factors. The chassis transforms flat aluminum into precision cases. Laser CNC cutters slice ventilation patterns with 0.1 mm tolerance. Robotic presses then form CNC folded edges strong enough to survive 50 kg drops. Assembly lines move at 2 meters per minute. Workers, trained for 6 months, install 47 connectors per unit, USB-C with 240W PD, HDMI 2.1 at 8K per 60 Hz, DisplayPort 1.4, and dual 2.5G LAN for NAS builds. Inside, custom ribbon cables route power and data through 3 mm gaps. Vibration dampeners prevent SSD failures during shipping. Final torque on M2 screws, exactly 0.15 Newton meters, too loose and it rattles, too tight and plastic cracks. Scale is staggering. This single factory produces 50,000 units daily, enough to equip every office in Manhattan. Annual output: 18 million mini PCs destined for Amazon, Newegg, AliExpress, and enterprise deployments worldwide. Quality control separates world-class factories from failures. Every unit endures 3-hour burn-in at 100% load. Test rigs simulate Prime 95 plus firmware simultaneously, all ports stressed with 10K plug cycles, thermal cycling from 25 degrees Celsius to 85 degrees Celsius, and NVMe torture tests writing 500 gigabytes. Pass rate: 98.2%. The 1.8% failures cost $12 million annually in scrapped materials. Most common defects: thermal runaway at 0.8% from bad TIM application, USB failures at 0.5% from poor crimping, SSD errors at 0.3% from vibration damage, and Wi-Fi dropouts at 0.2% from antenna misalignment. Human inspectors, using magnifying loops, catch microsolder bridges machines miss. One operator inspects 400 units per hour, rejecting 12 per shift. From raw silicon wafers to finished mini PCs, just 72 hours. This ecosystem produces devices 5x cheaper than Western alternatives while maintaining enterprise-grade reliability. China's dominance. Vertical integration. They control silicon fabrication, PCB manufacturing, assembly, and final testing, cutting costs 40% versus fragmented supply chains. Want the full breakdown of specific models like B-Link SR8 or Minis Forum 890 Mauritanian Uguias? Drop model names in comments. Subscribe for weekly factory deep dives. Next, mechanical keyboard production costing 15 cents per key yet selling for $150. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you learned something. It helps the algorithm push this to more tech enthusiasts.